Today's topic, pinching pennies with a baby. Kids and saving money, two of my most favorite topics. This is going to be fun. Hey you guys, I'm Cassie from Custom Built Parenthood. I encourage and educate people to be happier, more effective parents. If you want to get more information and encouragement on how you can be the best parent you can be, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel and hit that bell so that you know about all of my new videos. So saving money is something that I'm super passionate about, so I'm excited to talk about how parents can save money. If you're new here, I'm a mama to 3 kiddos ages 7, 5, and 1, and a desire to save money has always been a huge part of my life. Today I have 7 suggestions for you for pinching pennies with a baby, then stick around because at the end I will give you an 8th suggestion for saving money on your toddler. First, I do feel compelled to give you a quick disclaimer. When it comes to money, there's honestly no way to judge how somebody chooses to spend their money. We all have our personal preferences and what's important to us, so what works great for me might make you feel completely miserable about your life. That is not the goal here. So take all these suggestions with a grain of salt, no guilt, no judgment. If you're spending money on any of these things, they're just options for if you're looking to save some money. Number 1, stop eating out. So let's start at your baby's very beginning, their delivery into this world. Right off the bat, addressing your own eating after you have a baby can be exhausting and overwhelming. So make sure that you've planned ahead and have easy meals ready to go. Eating out is an absolute killer to the budget, so get this area of your life figured out as soon as possible. With a new baby, you're likely to be more tired than ever, so making meals might feel really low on your priorities list. First suggestion, allow people to help you out. If people are offering their help, ask them to bring you a meal. If meal planning and cooking is beyond you, in general at this point, stock up on store-bought freezer meals. These will really be so much cheaper than eating out and provide you with a temporary solution to the question, what's for dinner? Again. If you're up for it, take this whole thing one step further and keep a snack stash in your vehicle. This way, if you're out and about around mealtime, you have a cheap and convenient thing to tie you over, and anyone else in the car, until you get home and can make some food. I do keep a small stash of individually wrapped snacks and water bottles in both of my vehicles for times like these, and it really does help you out. Suggestion number 2, skip the baby extras. What babies don't need is a lot of stuff. I have talked about what your baby legitimately needs. You can check it out here if you missed it. And my overwhelming advice on this topic is to get a minimal amount of these baby essentials, then wait to purchase extras until the need arises. A few items you can skip right off the bat is a baby bathtub, a sink works just fine, changing pad and changing table, a blanket on the floor works great for this, an expensive crib, just go with a pack and play or a bassinet, swings, bouncers, jumpers, or any other place to just set your baby. Again, the blanket on the floor works great. And baby shoes, toys, accessories, all of these are just completely unnecessary for a newborn, so just skip it. As far as clothing goes, don't bother buying an excessive amount. Your baby is growing so incredibly fast, they'll only fit into a particular size for a few months. So you really are throwing so much money away by going overboard on this. What I do for all of my kids is keep a record in my phone of their wardrobe. That way when I can't remember what I've already purchased, I can check before I'm overbuying. So let's say I want 10 newborn onesies for my baby. I would check my phone and see what I have purchased before I'm buying any more onesies, because probably I've already got the 10, I'm good to go, and then I don't go over that threshold. Suggestion number 3 is save on baby essentials. Speaking of purchasing, now that you know what to buy, let's talk about how to save money on baby essentials. Step 1, figure out what you can find for free. Ask family, friends, or neighbors for hand-me-downs, even if it's just to borrow and return when you're done. Check Facebook Marketplace or any other local listings for free items. If you can't get them for free, try to find them cheap. I prefer to find pretty much anything, any item I'm looking for, I prefer to find it used. The reason being, it's cheaper and it's better for the planet. I don't feel as wasteful. So check thrift stores and local listings for items. If you prefer new items, that's totally fine. Just take advantage of sales. Amazon prices often fluctuate, so in my experience, if you watch an item long enough, it will drop in price. Also, stores like Target, or really probably any other store, have regular sales on baby items, so take advantage of those. Also, clothing. Most stores will clearance out the clothes at the end of each season. So after winter, come January, maybe February, they're going to be clearancing all of that out at really low prices. So that's the time to shop for the winter. Does that make sense? So take advantage of those clearance sales any way you can find things a little bit cheaper. As far as buying for the future, it definitely pays off to plan ahead as long as you're not going crazy. Baby clothes do go up in size every 3 months of age. So 0, 3 months, 6 months, on and on. So if you find a killer deal or a great thrift store find, it's a great idea to stock up and buy the next size up so that you have it on hand. Just be really cautious about seasons. There's no knowing how quickly your baby is going to be growing, and you really don't want to end up with a whole bunch of clothes that are the right size but the wrong season, because it matters. Short sleeves, long sleeves, all that. So be aware of that. Number 4, consider cloth diapering. If you've ever wondered, should I cloth diaper? I will say that my choice to cloth diaper with my 3rd child saved me a ton of money. I cloth diapered since day 1 and even made my own wipes that I was washing as well. I bought the shells used on eBay and got the inserts on sale. It was a one-time purchase that just keeps on giving. So because I was cloth diapering, I also started making my own laundry detergent. A few dollars goes a really long way. All you need is a cup of borax, a cup of washing soda, and 1 bar of soap. So if you're pinching the pennies, this homemade laundry soap is another significant switch that you can make that's also good for your baby's skin. So multiple bonuses. One last thought with cloth diapering. If I were to do it all over again, I would wait to start cloth diapering until my baby fit into the standard size that works through toddlerhood. I think it starts around 8 pounds, and since I have really small babies when they're born, I bought a whole cloth diaper system for that newborn stage, and even though I bought them discounted and used, I still think it would have made a lot more sense for me to just use disposables for those first couple of months. They are plowing through diapers, but I don't know, still that upfront cost for just that short amount of time might not be worth it. So you might consider just using disposables at the very beginning, and then once they're into that minimum weight, then to start using that cloth diaper system that will last them forever. Number 5, save money feeding your baby. Another one of those baby essentials I talked about in that video is feeding. So right out the gate, I'll say breastfeeding absolutely saves you an incredible amount of money. Formula is not cheap, so if it's an option for you, definitely give it a try. If possible, pump and save breast milk when you can. Having frozen breast milk might save you from having to buy formula down the road if you lose your milk supply or something else happens. Trust me, I totally speak from experience on this. In case you don't know, most, if not all, health insurances will actually pay for a breast pump, so take advantage of that if you don't have one. When it comes to buying formula, if you're going that route, capitalize on sales, buy in bulk, or try subscribe and save. I haven't done it myself, but I have heard people who really love it. As your baby is ready for table food, avoid buying pre-made, overpriced baby food. With my last baby, I never bought a single can of baby puree, baby puffs, rice cereal, or anything that we weren't eating as a family. So I did make my own purees for a bit. I've done that with all of my babies, just homemade baby food. That's a great option. It's way easier than you think. It's just vegetables or fruits that you blend up, and you can freeze them in little cubes. It's super simple, so you can look into that. But mostly, honestly, with my 3rd baby, I just fed him whatever we were eating. So you can give them a mashed up version of what you're eating. For on-the-go snacks, I'd always have applesauce pouches on hand for all of my kids. Not baby specific, that are all these flavors, and it's like $1 a pouch or maybe more. I just bought the case. I think it's like $5 for a 12-pack of unsweetened applesauce at the grocery store, and that's what I use for all of my kids that I just have on hand if we really need something while we're out. Number 6, don't spend on entertainment. For some reason, people think that you are actually responsible for entertaining your baby. Stop entertaining your baby. You're actually just responsible for connecting with your baby. I have touched on this briefly in 5 things to stop doing with your baby. It's up here if you want to check it out. But your baby is perfectly capable of entertaining themselves and exploring their surroundings. So first, let's talk toys. Your baby doesn't need toys. I'm just gonna say that. In my experience, until about age 1, toys really don't have much relevance to your baby. Everything's new to them, and they will spend just as much time playing with a bowl and a spoon from the kitchen as some highly rated baby toy that will make your baby so smart, and I don't know, on and on. It's just marketing. You don't need any of that stuff. They're happy just hanging out, looking around, taking it all in, giving them a few new items. That's more than enough. Don't get me wrong, I do have some favorite baby toys. You can check up here if you're interested. I've kind of listed out my top favorites, but really, I can confidently say that your baby will be just fine without any of them. Between their curiosity, imagination, and having access to just a few everyday items, your baby is totally set. Second, let's talk about activities. If you're a stay-at-home parent especially, you might feel the need to kill time. The days can be really long, and if you're trying to save money, I'm not going to hesitate to say avoid paying for any activities for you and your baby. There are plenty of free options out there, so skip on passes to museums or activity centers, and instead just go to the park for free, or playgrounds, or visits with friends or family, trips to the library. There are so many things you can do that won't cost you a dime. Also, tip, don't spend time browsing at stores. If you see it, you'll want to buy it. So just don't even go there. Find other things to go and do. Go for a little walk. Pick something else. If you are tempted at the store, that's going to be money out of your pocket. So just don't put yourself in that situation. Number 7, are we on 7? I think so. Number 7, cut your baby's hair. Cutting your baby's hair is a great way to save money. I don't pay for any haircuts for any of my kids, or my husband for that matter. When we first got married, almost 13 years ago, my husband and I went to Ross and bought a pair of clippers for like $15, I think. There was a bit of a learning curve for me to figure it out. Hello, I'd never cut hair before, but that little bit of learning curve has paid off a billion-fold and really has saved our bacon while we were certainly in married student housing, poor, cheap college students, and then up until this day, it saves us so much money never paying for haircuts. All these years later, it's really just become a way of life for us, saving us money and helping us feel self-sufficient. During big shutdowns of the pandemic, of COVID, there were no problems. Like, I was just cutting everyone's hair like normal, and that's a really cool skill to have, I think. So try it out. Your baby won't mind if they have a few bad haircuts, so just give it a try. We are now on to bonus number 8 tip, which is skip preschool. Since baby refers to anyone from birth to 4 years old, I figured I'd throw in this last tip that's really more for pinching pennies with a toddler, but it comes so fast, so might as well kind of have it on your radar. Skipping preschool definitely has the potential of saving you more than all of these tips combined. A lot of people I know personally pay a pretty penny to send their toddlers to preschool. Like, I'm talking hundreds of dollars every single month. And while I'm sure there are definitely benefits from doing this, and like I said at the beginning, to each his own, there is no judgment here, but I'm just pointing out that if money is really tight for you and you're looking for places to save, you can absolutely let your toddler learn at home. Normal conversations, exposure to books. I did talk about reading to babies up there. Books are a great way. And play dates for little friends. They will more than make up for what they're not getting by going to a preschool. So for the record, I haven't paid for any one of my kids. I have 3 kids, like I said. I haven't paid for any one of them to go to preschool, and we're all doing just fine. So I can attest that your kid is going to turn out just fine even if they don't go to preschool. So those are my best tips for pinching pennies with a baby. It's totally worth taking a look at your life and seeing where you can save a little bit of money or a lot of money. In my experience, kids only get more expensive the older they get. So just tell yourself you're saving money now with this young baby so that you can put that money into something into the future that they will need down the road. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I appreciate you hanging out with me, and we'll see you next time.